It always happens around the time in their career where it seems as though they're crossing over the next plateau.
Yeah. Would you say you lost your mind?
Comedian Dave Chappelle left tens of millions of dollars on the table when he walked away from this popular Comedy Central show.
I want you to understand that the undermining of black men was seeded when Oprah reigned for a quarter of a...
We're delving deeply into the connection between two of the most well-known figures in entertainment, Oprah Winfrey and Dave Chappelle. Recent allegations against Winfrey suggest that Oprah might have had a significant influence on Chappelle's battles with the Hollywood business and his ultimate choice to decline a $50 million offer. Was she actually trying to harm him? Let's dissect everything in this video.
Today's brief war briefing is about our brother Dave Chappelle and Oprah Winfrey. Yes, Oprah. Her buddy's name is Kale King amongst Black society. Intelligent Black society it is. Beloved, Oprah has had a long history of undermining Black people in general, but Black men specifically. We saw the betrayal of her stabbing Michael Jackson in the back by interviewing his libelous accusers a decade after his death. We understand that he was exonerated. There was no conviction, obviously, during his state trial. Even the feds was looking into him to investigate and find something. Over many years, they couldn't find anything. So we understand the League of Mammies. We understand when Black-looking people work on behalf of white supremacy. That's one qualification to be a part of the League of Mammies. And the other part is to undermine Black people, mock Black people at the same time. And that's exactly what Oprah has done. When we look at Dave Chappelle's brouhaha with Netflix now and how particularly the white media is trying to malign him and shut him down, I want you to understand that the undermining of Black men was seeded when Oprah reigned for a quarter of a century. This is before the advent of social media platforms, before the advent of even really the power of Fox News and so forth until later. I want you to understand, beloved, that this is how our enemy uses our own people. I want you to watch this brief clip of Dave Chappelle's interview, explosive clips, where he is exposing the powers that shouldn't be, trying to destroy him, lying on him in the media, coercing him, trying to coerce him to take drugs, and watch how Oprah deals with him. Now, did you see that? Notice she shows no concern for the back-to-back breaking news that he's given. She doesn't ask any questions about her zaddy paymasters, but she still deflects and turns the conversation back on him to make it look like he's a nut. This lets you know when your own is being handpicked as tools to undermine.
Numerous supporters and detractors have charged Oprah with sabotaging Dave Chappelle, accusing her of promoting harmful preconceived notions about Black people, especially men of color. Some claim that the price of Oprah's fame has been removing herself from the struggles of her actions, and the Black community has prompted claims that she has sold out.
Completely outside of my frame of reference. I've been in show business since I was 14, and I've heard the stories of what happens, and I've seen these kinds of things play out in front of me.
Okay.
When
you say you heard the stories, what do you mean? What stories?
I mean, you see before, look, Mariah Carey made a $100 million deal, and 3 months later, she's all of a sudden mysteriously crazy. Or Martin Lawrence punches through and he's waving a gun on the street screaming, "They're trying to kill me."
Yeah, we hear those stories.
And it always happens around the time in their career where it seems as though they're crossing over the next plateau.
Yeah. Would you say you lost your mind, sort of?
No.
No.
Not exactly.
Okay.
I wasn't crazy, but it's incredibly stressful.
Yeah.
And I felt like in a lot of instances, I was deliberately being...
In a heated debate on The Oprah Show, Dave Chappelle publicly attacked the Hollywood industry, making it one of the most contentious moments in the story. Dave talked passionately about the difficulties and exploitation faced by Black superstars in Hollywood, but Oprah swiftly defended the business. Rather than addressing Dave's worries, she seemed to dismiss them, even going so far as to suggest that he had gone insane. Oprah's remark that Dave was going insane shocked him, and his obvious reaction, a mixture of amazement and unease, told us everything we needed to know. What ought to have been a sincere conversation about Hollywood's darker side abruptly devolved into an attack on Dave.
And Dave Chappelle left tens of millions of dollars on the table when he walked away from his popular Comedy Central show. A lot of people wondered what the hell was he thinking? That's a quote. Chappelle says he had, or whether he was thinking. A lot of people ask that question. Chappelle says he had a crisis of conscience and stood up for his integrity as an artist. He explained to us how stepping out of the spotlight helped him avoid getting caught in a trap.
It's so much bigger than money, though, Dave. It's so much bigger than money.
Oh, no, it was bigger than money. But you know what? I watched one of these nature shows one time, and they were talking about how a bushman finds water when it's scarce. And they do what's called a salt trap. I didn't know this. Apparently, baboons love salt.
Okay.
So they put a lump of salt in a hole, and they wait for the baboon. The baboon comes, sticks his hand in the hole, grabs the salt. Salt makes his hand bigger, and he's trapped. He can't get his hand out. Now, if he's smart, all he does is let go of the salt. Baboon doesn't want to let go of the salt. Then the bushman just comes, takes the baboon, throws him in the cage, and gives him all the salt he wants. And then the baboon gets thirsty. The bushman lets him out the cage. The first place the baboon runs to is water. Bushman follows him, and they both drink to their fill. And in that analogy, I felt like the baboon. But I was smart enough to let go of the salt.
Isn't that a great analogy?
What an analogy.
I know. He's very, very thoughtful and very...
It's obvious that Dave was greatly affected by this event. The tension he experienced during the interview was palpable, and many people theorized that Oprah's attempt to harm his reputation and make him an outsider in the business for speaking out was a factor in his decision to leave his hit show. It's not a small decision for Chappelle's show to turn down a $50 million contract, but for Dave, it was more about his integrity, his sanity, and standing up for his convictions than it was about the money. Some people think Oprah's public suggestion that he was insane only fueled the flames.
I'm a conspiracy theorist to a degree. Like when I connect dots that maybe shouldn't be connected, I don't know. But certain dots, like when I see that they put every black man in the movies in a dress at some point in their career, I'll be connecting them down like, wow, all these brothers gotta wear a dress. That's happened to me. I'm doing a movie with Martin.
Yeah.
The movie's going good. So I walk in the trailer. I'm like, man, this must be the wrong trailer because there's a dress in here. They come in. The writer comes in. I think he's the writer. He's like, Dave, listen, we got this hilarious scene where Martin's sneaking out of jail. So he disguises you as a prostitute. And he put this dress on. And, what? A prostitute? Nah, I'm not doing that. I don't feel comfortable with that. That should have been in the discussion. What? You don't feel comfortable with it? I mean, it's a hilarious bit. All the greats have done it. So, well, if all the greats have done it, it's kind of hacky, right? You're right. So why don't we just not do it? Because I don't feel comfortable wearing a dress. Oh, come on, Dave. Listen, we got it all set up. We're supposed to shoot. Every minute you waste costs this much money. No, the pressure comes in. Huh. He said, I'm not wearing no dress, man. I'm funnier than a dress. Just give me something funny to say. I don't need to wear no dress to be funny. What am I, Milton Berle? You know, we're going like this. And then finally he's like, and he leaves. And then like the director comes, Dave, it really would be great if you wear the dress. What is wrong? What is this, Brokeback Mountain in here? So, see that? Like, wear the dress. I don't want to wear the dress. I want to wear this dress. You know what I mean? Oh gosh, it's so difficult. They leave. Now the producers comes, come on, David, would be so great. I mean, and then I started thinking about it. All the comics that I've seen, man, you know, strong brothers, why they be putting us in these dresses? But the minute it was clear, I was adamant, I'm not wearing a dress. I'm not wearing the dress. All right, fine. Think of something else. Guy comes back 10 minutes later, the whole new scene. Damn, how did you write the scene so fast? You know, it's like, so.
Dave Chappelle's remarks are very similar to those made by Cat Williams, who asserts that she was similarly rejected by the industry for defying demeaning standards. In addition, Williams isn't the biggest fan of Oprah. In an interview with Oprah, Chappelle detailed the dehumanizing experiences that Black celebrities face.
I was gonna leave, so I got ahead of schedule, and I bounced. And I didn't tell anybody where I was going. The whole time, they're trying to convince me I'm insane. They were trying to get me to take psychotic medication. Yeah. Like I'm sitting around, you know, I was stressed out, but the people that were telling me I was insane, I believed that they knew what was going on. So this was troublesome.
Yeah.
I said, I'm not taking this medicine, man, because I know these people be trying to control you or maybe discredit you. I was afraid, like,
But you were stressed out. That's
there's
why.
no question. But it's very stressful for someone to constantly walk behind you and say, you're insane. Oh, hey, how about this? I showed the work the first week, and where my office used to be, they built a wall there.
Why?
I didn't know why. But it came out later that they were like, well, they said you wanted it. I don't want to be walled up at the office. I like hanging out and talking.
Is going on here? Are these so-called celebrities even in control of any aspect of their lives, or do they have handlers, as Kanye West has talked about? What's the situation there? Do they have any freedom in their lives?
I believe they do, but celebrities have to be very careful on what they get themselves into, because there's something called the 5150 that happens in California where they can recommend that you're no longer physically or mentally sane to take care of yourself. And they put you in bondage and they pretty much arrest you and send you to a mental ward and dope you up. But that happens in California because that's a California law. And so it starts to make sense why they move every celebrity out to California. You know, the laws and the locations of where they move these celebrities, they're walking brands. It's to compromise them, it's to control them, have them be, let's say, in Florida or Texas or Tennessee. They wouldn't have those problems. But every celebrity that you see disappear for a while and then go to quote unquote mental health, that's typically through a 5150 contract. And it wouldn't have been a problem if they weren't in LA, the land of dreams. So they sell that dream to you just to control you and compromise you more. So very few are in control, in my belief.
Wow.
Very few.
Very interesting. And then I also wanted to ask you about MK Ultra. Could that perhaps also be playing a part in the controlling of these actors who could potentially be seen as establishment assets?
I feel like the closest thing to that, anything that you can validate, is 5150. I have to refer back to that just because there's no valid proof of us having on documentation of celebrity being MK Ultra. We have other celebrities utilizing that keyword, but we have documented evidence of 5150s being used, and we have documented evidence of celebrities being completely different after said 5150 was activated. Kanye West, Britney Spears, etc. So after it's been initiated, these people come out completely different, and it's a lot similar to the MK Ultra claims. So I just feel like that is a whole lot easier to validate, because I like to stick on stuff, that's tangible. MK Ultra, there's proof of that with the CIA and the government, whatnot, but not necessarily so much on celebrities to where we or myself have tangible evidence to say I could back that or even believe that it's MK Ultra.
Very interesting.
Cat Williams even praised Dave's decision to back out of that enormous $50 million deal in one interview, echoing similar sentiments about the toxic and dehumanizing nature of Hollywood. These accusations demonstrate that Dave's experiences with Oprah regarding the mistreatment of Black celebrities weren't isolated. Rather, they were a part of a larger systemic issue. Additionally, it's possible that Oprah's animosity toward Dave stems from a skit he performed on Chappelle's show years ago, in which he made lighthearted jokes about Oprah. Although the joke seemed harmless at the time, some fans speculated that Oprah might not have found it as funny as she seemed. In a bombshell revelation, Dave revealed that his handlers tried repeatedly to convince him that he was insane, which sparked widespread conjecture among conspiracy theorists and fans alike. This is seen as a tactic used in Hollywood to control celebrities by isolating and convincing them they're mentally unstable, so they can be controlled and drugged until they're unable to function normally.